Hi everyone, welcome back to Tech Legends Hub. In this video, we are diving into HTML tables, how to create them, add headers and footers, match cells, and make them more user friendly using just HTML. Let's jump right in. Let's start with a basic table. In HTML, we use the table tag to create a table. Inside it, rows go in by using the tr, and each cell in a row goes inside td, that is table data. So we have the table row and the table data. Let's structure it. So I have a table. If you have not installed this package, live server, go and install it so that you can enjoy it as I'm doing. So we will have the tr, that is table row. In table we have rows and column, or you can say cells. Those square box, they are cells. Just have this mindset that when you are declaring a table row, you are just talking about the horizontal arrangement of the table. You understand? Just the horizontal arrangement. So I'll add my table data. That will be apple. I'm just typing this so you can do anything you want. Then I will add like 2 so that we'll see how it will look. Apple, mango. So let's save. So you have apple and mango. So you have seen now that this thing is horizontally arranged, no matter how you typed it. If I should add another one below it, like this tr again, then I type banana and type, let me add something else like yellow as a color. So we see that apple is at the top, mango is at the right hand side, then we have the banana and the yellow. Here we have 2 rows of fruit data. As I type them down, then each td is 1 cell. This is a cell and this is a cell. In a simple term, you can say this is the horizontal view of it. Now, to make the table more readable, we can add headers using the th tag. We can also use the thead for the header section, and we can use tfoot for the footer section. So let's try it out. I would have loved to clean this out, but let me just copy and paste instead of cleaning this out. I'll give a space here. I have my thead, then I'll have my tr again. Inside my tr, as we used to do td. So you have seen the arrangement. From thead we have tr, td. Let me clean this out. I will just type here fruit, and I'll copy and paste. I'll duplicate using shift option arrow down if you are using Mac. Then on Windows, shift alternative arrow down. So I'll put here colors. I want to write about 2 things: colors and price. Then this is my header. What's the difference between using thead and td? Thead is table header. So you have seen the color, like the fonts have changed and the font weight also changed. It's more bolder than the first one that we had. So while adding the t body, you see the difference clear. Then I'll go down again to write my t body, and I'll type tr. Then this one I'll use td instead of th. So td, what do we have there? Let's see our first our first data there is apple. Then we have the color is what? Let's say red, and the price is $0.5. That's 5 cents. So we have fruit to be apple, colors to be red, and price to be $0.5. That's 5 cents. So you can do more. You can duplicate this. If I want to add another table data, I will duplicate this. You can use the shortcut key to duplicate it, or you type a new one. So what I'll do is just duplicate. I don't want to type much, so I'll save it. So we have the next row, or you can say the next horizontal arrangement happening under it. And observe the space between the header and the table data. You see that this space is more bigger than this. This one is more bolder than this. So this is the table head and this is the table data. So th makes the text bold and centered by default. If I put a line, as we go on, I'll put a line. If I should put a line, you see that this thing, fruit, color, and price are at the center. And using the thead, tbody, and tfooter, it will help us to organize the table and is great for accessibility in case you are doing SEO. Next, let's talk about merging cells. We use colspan to merge columns and rowspan to merge cells, like to merge rows. How does this work? Let's say, for example, now you wanted this orange to take 2 rows by taking the fruit row and the color row. So you use the colspan. It will take this column, these 2 spaces now, as I showed here. So I'll clean it up so I can type from beginning again. So how do we do this? You bring out your table row and your table head first. So let's say I want to name items. So I have my item and my details. Then these are the 2 things I wanted to show at the up. Oh sorry, I want to use th, not td. So you can use the th without using the thead. I don't think you understand what I mean. You can use th inside tr and inside table without you using the thead. It will still work as you want. So let's say I have another table row that will contain my data. So I'll say td. The first thing I can name should be apple. Then the second thing, duplicating this, I can name the color to be red, and the third thing I can name to be $1. So I save this. You notice that we have only 2 head, like we have only 2 items, like 2 heading data here. Then we have 3 table data, that's the body, and they are not matching. So how do we solve this problem so that instead of this one to look as an orphan, it will join the choir or the sheep? So what we have to do here is to set a column span. So I'll say colspan, because I want this one to take 2 columns instead of 1 by taking the red and the price. So column span, I'll make it 2. So you have seen it now. The red and the $sign and the $1, they are under details. Why item is apple. So you can add more items. I can say something like, let me duplicate it 3 times so I can add more items. You can decide to put here banana. This one color to be yellow or pink, any one of your choice. And the price, let's say I want to give it a 0.5 cents. Then this one, what do I want to give? I want to give this one green. Oh, yellow. Okay, let's say I have, let me change something here. Let me delete this one. Let's say I have 3 table rows. That's a table body now. Then I want the banana to take 2 space, like take the next 2 rows here. How do I do it? By using the row span. I have showed example of how to use the column span here. Then let me show example of how to use row span. So this one will make it 2 instead of 3. 3, 3, 2. You understand? This is 3, this is 3, and this is 2. So they are not proper, like they don't match. But I'll use this row span to make it match. How do I go about it? Let me put some items here. I'll put only green, like the color and the price. 3.6. You see now we have a space here. Something is missing here. How do I solve this problem now? I'll go ahead by making this row span instead of column span. Row span of 2. Everything match. Because now banana can either has a pink color or green color. It can be sold at 0.5 cents and it can be sold at 0.6. Okay, I put percent, but it doesn't matter. You understand what I mean? So here we match 2 headers column under details. As you can see, this color and this under details using the colspan, and the word banana span 2 rows. So we have rows and column. We merge 2 columns and we merge 2 rows using the row span. So now, why CSS is decided for this styling, there are still a few things we can do in pure HTML to improve readability. That's if we are doing SEO. For example, we can use the border, like put some border so that we can know how this thing is being divided, and even set it to 0 if you want it to hide, like you don't want to see the border. But I will just use the border so that I can show you how a table looks in real life. Then how do we go about it? I can come here and put a style, or you can say border. You can set it to 1. So you have seen it now. This is an item, this is the detail. So this one take 2 columns, this and this, while this one take 2 rows, this and this. So you have seen a clear picture of this. We can do more styling, we can remove this border, we can remove a lot of things. So this is simple attribute, like using this border now will help you add structure as I'm doing it here. But if you want more control, that's where CSS comes in, and we'll cover that in another video, not in this particular playlist. That will be under CSS playlist. That's a quick walkthrough of HTML tables. We have built a simple table from scratch. We have added headers and footers, and we have merged cells and improved the layout, all with just HTML. If you found this helpful, don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more web dev content. See you in the next one.